Who will tell me why Lake Volga is so important? This is the position of Lake Volga. Anyone knows why it is so famous? Why Lake Volga is so famous? Yes? Man-made. Yes, Shubham, absolutely. Lake Volga is actually the largest man-made lake in the world. It's largest man-made lake in the world. It's really important. So remember, this is the position of Lake Volga. Okay, please remember that. Now let's talk about the rivers. Rivers are very important, guys. So the very famous river we have here. What is the very famous river? First very famous river we have is Nile. River Nile. Why it is famous, guys? Why River Nile is so famous? Now you can see on the map, right? So this is we have Blue Nile also, we have White Nile also. Both of these Niles combine here, and then we have the Nile River, and this is the point where Nile forms a delta. So this is the delta formation by Nile, right? So Nile River is very famous. Now who will tell me why? Because River Nile, River Nile is the longest river in the world. Absolutely, River Nile is the longest river in the whole world. Longest river in the world. Can you tell me the length of this river? The length of this river? Tell me the length if you remember, or if you can Google or search it up. So now you can see, guys, the River Nile has two tributaries, right? So the two tributaries of Nile we have is White Nile and we have Blue Nile. It's really important. So the origin, if I take those, if I just quote these points on the world on the political map, so please understand that it is Rwanda. So Rwanda is the place from where we have the White Nile. Okay, so White Nile starts from Rwanda. This country we have is Rwanda, and it is Ethiopia from where you see the Blue Nile. Please remember that. So I'm not really sure if UPSC can ask it directly, but directly, indirectly, it can be asked. No wonder if UPSC ask that up directly or indirectly, right? Okay, so Shubham has told us the length. Yes, the length is 6650. 6,650 kilometer, not a joke. 6,650 kilometer is the length of the river. So White Nile has its origin in Rwanda, and Blue Nile has its origin in Ethiopia. Remember that, guys? Longest river we are talking about, right? Do you know the famous port? So we have just seen that the Nile River, we have just seen that the Nile River drains into Mediterranean Sea. So first thing you have to remember that what is the last point, or where the river Nile drains? It drains into which particular water body? Mediterranean Sea, right? This is the point. It makes a delta. So do you know the port where it drains into Mediterranean? It's a very famous. It's not Alexandria. It's Port Said. Port Said is the port where it drains into Mediterranean. Its name is Port Said, right? Now after this, guys, can you notice the very second important river, very important river we have is River Niger. Can you see that River Niger? River Niger has its origin from here. This is River Niger, and this is the place where it drains. So it drains into which famous Gulf? Gulf of Guinea. So River Niger is very important river. It has its origin here. This is Southeast Guinea. This place we have like River Niger. I can write River Niger has its origin in the Southeast Guinea and drains into Gulf of Guinea. So easy to remember, no? Both are there, right? And it has its tributary. You can see the tributary is Bani. Bani is one of the tributary of River Niger, and we have other famous rivers also. We have other famous rivers in this region. If you would like to see, So we have these white Volta is there. We have the black Volta, like we have white Volta, we also have black Volta. So all of them are draining into Gulf of Guinea, right? Gulf of Guinea is a place. We have Comoy, and then we have Sassandra is the river. So all of these rivers are draining into Gulf of Guinea, very important. And again, those if by chance who could not see the Lake Volga, now please mark this is river Lake Volga, right? It's an important one. Largest man-made lake in the whole world. Okay, so river Niger we have marked. Now we have to see the river Congo. So can you see this river Congo, guys? We have this Congo basin. Please see the Congo basin here. It's a very important basin. Zaire basin भी बोलते हैं. So Congo basin, we have the river Congo, and it also drains into Atlantic Ocean. So we have this river Congo, Atlantic. It's going into the Atlantic Ocean. So about the Congo River, you should know that river Congo River is the second largest river of Africa. You should know that. Congo River is second largest river of Africa. Right? You should know that. Any other fact about river Congo, guys? Any other fact that you can remember? Apart from that, it is the second largest river of Africa. Yes. Newcomers, Sharmila Kota has also joined us, guys. Dekho, this is English. This is English course. So I will be using maximum English. But you don't have to worry, guys. If you find any difficulty with the language, अगर आप चाहते हैं मैं हिंदी में explain करूँ, I can do that too. हिंदी में, English में, bilingual, जैसा आपका मन करे बता दो. Since it is English course, so that's why I'm using more English. But you can always, please feel free to ask me up, and I will always explain in Hindi as well, right? So Congo River is also famous because this is one of the deepest river in the world. You should also know one more fact. Congo River is one of the deepest river in the world. River Congo has this specialty also, right? Now, apart from these rivers, we also have to see important lakes which we have already marked, but now it's time to point some information about that. So this is Lake Victoria, which we have seen. Lake Victoria is there. So Lake Victoria, then we have Lake Tanganyika, and Lake Rukia is also there, but that's not really important. So we have a system called, which we call as the three famous lakes of Africa, right? We call three famous lakes of Africa. So if question asks you about the three famous lakes of Africa, then you should be mentioning with priority as Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, and then we have the lake which is Nyasa, this one. So this is the Lake Nyasa, which is also called as Lake Malawi. So both are correct anyways. Then this Lake Tanganyika is this one, big one, and then we have Lake Victoria. Okay, please remember these three. These are the three famous lakes of Africa. Clear, guys? So if you can see on the political map, it's important for you to understand this. Please open the political map once. So see, the Lake Victoria is there, right? This Lake Victoria is actually shared by three countries. You can see. So this Lake Victoria is shared by three countries. The name of those three countries is Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. So please note this down, that Lake Victoria, because these are famous lakes, no? So UPSC might ask you, okay, tell me which lake is shared by which country. So Lake Victoria is shared by Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Then we have the second important lake, which is Lake Tanganyika, and Lake Tanganyika is shared by four countries. Please Look at that. This is the Lake Tanganyika. So you can see it is shared by four countries, guys. It is shared by, first it is Burundi. It is shared by Burundi. Then it is shared by DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. It is then shared by Zambia. It is then shared by Zambia also. Zambia also takes its water because it's up to this point. And it is shared by Tanzania. So we have these four countries which are sharing the waters of Lake Tanganyika. DRC, Burundi, Tanzania, Zambia. Please remember that. And then we have the next one, guys, which is Lake Malawi, also called as Lake Nyasa. So please focus on that. No, it does not. River Nile doesn't come across Lake Victoria. Lake River Nile doesn't come across Lake Victoria, right? It doesn't come across that. Hi, Venkata Krishna, how are you? So Lake Victoria we have covered, Lake Tanganyika we have covered. Now look at this Lake Malawi, please. Now this Lake Malawi this Malawi lake is shared by three countries. One is what we call as Tanzania. One is called Tanzania. So Tanzania basically enjoys the water of all the three lakes, no? Victoria, okay, this also makes a very good MCQ. So if someone asks you which country is the one which is sharing the waters of all the three famous lakes, that would be Tanzania. Victoria का भी enjoy करता है, Tanganyika का भी और Lake Malawi का भी. So Tanzania is one country. Then we have the second country as Mozambique, and then Malawi is a country in itself. So even the Malawi country enjoys the water of Lake Malawi. Okay. Please note this down, and always keep a map book with you so that if by chance something is not visible on the screen, you can always look at the map of your own and you can mark it up. But please make sure you also bring some of the empty maps, the blank map should be there, so that it is always good to mark the things with your own hand, because this is geography, guys, and in geography without marking things with your own hands you won't be able to recall, and they won't be of that use in the exam. So I really suggest everyone to keep your maps with you all the time. Clear? So Burundi, DRC, Tanzania, Malawi, and Mozambique are the one which are sharing the waters of Lake Malawi. What else do we have to cover? Now we have to see quickly. We have to see some of the other physical features of Africa. So please make a separate map work for you. So look at the very first feature, which is called the Mount Atlas. So you can see Atlas Mountains. So we have the Atlas Mountain first. So what type of mountains are the Atlas Mountain, guys? You can see this entire range is Atlas Mountains. This entire range is Atlas Mountains. So anyone knows what kind of mountains they are? Yes, Atlas Mountain, किस type के mountain, guys? They are fold mountains or they are block mountains. What kind of mountains they are? Please remember, Atlas Mountains are young fold mountains. They are young fold mountains. Remember that about the Atlas Mountains. And do you know that Atlas Mountain has five very famous ranges? If you notice on your map, you will surely see we have five very interesting and important markings. I'm just going to mark it up, guys. Number one, this is called the Middle Atlas. These are called the Middle Atlas. Then we have the second range, which is called the High Atlas. Third is called the Anti-Atlas. These third one are called as the Anti-Atlas. Fourth one, we have this as Sahara Atlas. And the last one we call this area is called as the Tell Atlas. Please mark these five. They all comprise of the Atlas Mountains, but these are the ranges which are there. Five different ranges are there for Atlas Mountains. And which two countries are sharing the Atlas Mountains, guys? Which countries are sharing? They are shared by two countries. Can anyone name them? Can anyone name them? So those two countries are Morocco and Algeria, right? So they are shared by, if you just look at the political map, you will get to know they are shared by Morocco and Algeria. These two countries share the Atlas Mountains. Then do you guys know this is a very famous gulf we have, Gulf of Gabes? This particular gulf, if you look at this one, guys, this is a very famous gulf. Anyone knows the name? Name is Gulf of Gabes. Please mark this up. This is also very important. Which country has the right on this gulf? Can you guys just tell me, looking at your atlas, which country has the rights on Gulf of Gabes? Which country was there? It was the land of Arab Spring. It is Tunisia, right? So Tunisia has the political rights on the Gulf of Gabes. Tunisia. Then we have one more important gulf, guys, Gulf of Sirte. Now look at this map once again. You have this point, this particular gulf is called Gulf of Sirte. Please mark it up. Gulf of Sirte. Any idea which country has its right over the Gulf of Sirte? It is Egypt. Oh, is it? It's Egypt. Sorry, sorry. This is Libya. My mistake. Libya has the right on that. Absolutely correct. This is Libya. Okay, Gulf of Sirte comes under the control of Libya. Then I've already told you guys. I've already told you about this peninsula, right? This is peninsula. What was the name of peninsula? Sinai Peninsula. This is under the control of Egypt. Egypt has its control over Sinai Peninsula, right? Okay, so can you locate one more point? Can you see Tademate Plateau, guys? This is the Tademate Plateau we have here. It's a very important plateau. So please mark this up also. This is a Tademate Plateau we have here. So Tademate Plateau is basically belongs to which country? It belongs to Algeria. So Algeria has this Tademate Plateau. Comes under the control of Algeria. It's part of Algeria. Right? Then what else do we have? Can you locate Loma Mountains? Can you locate Loma Mountains, guys? It is somewhere here. We have Loma Mountains. If you can see on your map book, Loma Mountains. Now tell me, under which country does it come? Loma Mountains, Loma. अगर by chance नहीं दिख रहा है, so I am using different color. Loma, Loma Mountains. This somewhere here we have the Loma Mountains. Guinea it is. Yeah. Then please locate Aghar Mountains, guys. We have Aghar Mountains. You can see we have the Aghar Mountains. So it is also major part comes under the Algeria. Some part also shared by Libya. So Libya and Algeria का shared part है Aghar Mountains. What else do we have? Apart from that, anything else left, guys? Yes, you have to see Mount Cameroon. You can mark it up. Yes, see, we have Mount Tahat. Please mark Mount Tahat and Mount Cameroon. Please mark these two things: Mount Cameroon, Mount Tahat. Right? Okay. Apart from that, if you guys have mentioned that, if you guys have marked this up. Please mark two important deserts here. We are very famous. This is world famous desert, guys. What is the name of the world famous desert? Sahara Desert, right? Sahara Desert. Now, who will tell me that Sahara Desert covers how many countries? How many countries are covered by Sahara? Here we have Mount Tahat. Here, this is Tahat. How many countries are covered by this, guys? It has to be correct. How many countries are covered by Sahara Desert? Someone please confirm the answer. So please mark the name of the countries, guys. I'm giving you, you have to start marking up. So Sahara Desert is actually spread. Look at the political map also, guys. So start from Algeria. So Algeria is there in Sahara Desert. We have Mali in Sahara Desert. We have Morocco in Sahara Desert. Right? Where is Morocco? Yeah, this one. So we have Morocco, Mali, Algeria, then we have Sudan, we have Chad also, we have Sudan also, we have Mauritania also, this is also covered. We also have Egypt, we have Niger, we have Libya is covered. Even the Western Sahara has its coverage. Even Eritrea has Sahara Desert's portion, and Tunisia. So how many countries, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That actually makes 12 countries, right? So almost 12 countries are there which are having Sahara Desert. It's a huge, huge portion. And that's why Sahara Desert is the largest. That's why truly it is the largest desert of the world, isn't it? This is the largest desert of the world. सबसे बड़ा desert है. 12 countries it covers. After marking Sahara Desert, guys, do not forget to mark Libya Desert. Can you see this Libyan Desert is also there? So Libyan Desert is just northeast of Sahara Desert. Sahara Desert, very close mountains. I have already marked Aghar Mountains. Mount Tahat is also part of Aghar Mountains. It's a peak. It is a mountain peak. Mountains are Aghar Mountains. It's a peak. Highest peak is Mount Tahat. So Saharan Desert, we have Libyan Desert, we also have Western Desert, we also have Nubian Desert, which is there in that portion. Nubian Desert is there. Don't forget to mark that up. Okay, if you have marked Nubian Desert, then please look at the next important feature, which is called Ethiopian Highlands. Please mark Ethiopian Highland. Very important portion, guys. Ethiopian Highlands. And do you know Ethiopian highlands are famous for centrifugal, radial centrifugal drainage pattern? Do you guys know that? What is radial centrifugal drainage pattern? That means from one particular portion, like here, that means from this particular portion, different rivers, you can see different rivers are flowing outside this portion like this. So from one central point, when different rivers are flowing in different directions outwards, this is called radial centrifugal drainage pattern. Do you guys know in India also we have certain almost 3 radial centrifugal portions are there? Can you name any of them? In India also we have 3 radial centrifugal portions. One is in the northeast, just giving you hint. One is in the central India and one is in the West India. In West India, it is in the state of Gujarat. In central India, it is in the state of Madhya Pradesh, where yes, Amarkantak is there. Narmada, Hasdo, Son. These 3 rivers are formed from one single point, that's why that makes it radial drainage. Amarkantak is the point. If you go to the Tripura portion, guys, there also we have the same radial portion. And in Gujarat, we have these Shetronji, Bhugawa, and these rivers that they also make a radial drainage, right? So Ethiopian highland has the same thing. So never forget that Ethiopian highland is famous for its radial drainage pattern. Clear, guys? I hope this is also that also is there in your head. So it's a very important one. Radial drainage. Don't forget that. Then what else do we have? We have covered this Mount Cameroon also we have covered. Mount Kenya, you also please mark Mount Kenya. Okay, now please don't forget to locate these important mountains, guys. Just south of mountain Kenya, we have mountain Kilimanjaro, right? Please mark mountain Kilimanjaro too. This is also really important mountain ranges we are talking about. Mount Kilimanjaro is the one which is shared by Kenya and Tanzania. It is between Kenya and Tanzania. Both countries cover these two portions, right? That's really important. Please mark it up. Then you have to see Muchinga Mountains, guys. These are very important. Muchinga Mountains are also very important. Muchinga is very important. Yes, that's Mount. And yeah, one more point you have to see about Mount Cameroon, guys, because Mount Cameroon is the only active volcano of the African continent. Mount Cameroon, it is famous because this is the only active volcano, only active volcano we have of Africa. So please don't forget that also, right? It's the only active volcano. Which one you're saying extinct, Shubham? Which one is the extinct volcano you're talking about? Okay, so anything else that is left? No, I think we have covered most of the things. Yeah, and yes. Please mark this also, guys. This bi-plateau, can you see this bi-plateau? Kilimanjaro, yeah, Kilimanjaro is extinct. It is extinct volcanic mountain. So now you please see at the bi-plateau. Bi-plateau is really important, guys, because bi-plateau is very rich in nickel. It is very rich in nickel and oil. Bi-plateau is famous for this. It's a really important one. And then we have another plateau called the Katanga Plateau. This is again very important, guys, because Katanga Plateau is famous for copper. It is famous for copper, famous for lead, even famous for uranium. Uranium is also very famous, guys. Even uranium is found here in Katanga Plateau. Even silver is there. So for copper, lead, uranium, silver, Katanga Plateau is very famous. It is rich in these resources. And Katanga Plateau, which particular country has its hold over that? Katanga Plateau is controlled by DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. DRC has its control over Katanga Plateau, which is rich in all these features. By plateau, I told, rich in nickel and oil. Then don't forget to see we have Zambezi River. Can you see Zambezi River here? Can you please locate Zambezi River for me? Yes. So Zambezi River, this is Zambezi River, right? It falls in this Mozambique channel, and this Zambezi River is actually forming a boundary between two countries called Zambia and Zimbabwe. It is a border, it forms a border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. Okay, Zambezi River. And on Zambezi River, we have the world famous Victoria Falls. We have the world famous Victoria Falls, and this is the largest waterfall in the world. It is the largest waterfall in the world. Largest waterfall in the world. So please remember the river Zambezi. And recently, guys, even Victoria Falls was in the news. I'm sure you have heard about that. It was in the news. Victoria Fall abhi news mein tha, because the water flow is getting reduced because of the abrupt changes of drought and all. Victoria Falls water was getting reduced because Zambezi River's overall water volume has shrinked, and because of that, even this Victoria Fall has seen the amount, the volume of water is getting less and less. It is still the largest waterfall, but because of that, it was in the news. You know, so it's important to know facts about Victoria Falls. And Victoria Falls is also known by the name. I don't remember it, something Thunder something. You know, there's a very famous name of Victoria Falls, guys. Who will tell me the? It has a very famous nickname. What's the famous nickname of Victoria Falls? I don't remember. I just read it few time back. Yeah, it's called the smoke that thunders. Please remember that Victoria Falls. It is interesting. So I'm telling you, this Victoria Fall is also known by the name called the smoke that thunders. The very famous name is the smoke that thunders. It's another famous name of Victoria Fall, right? Okay, so apart from that, guys, what else you have to know? Almost we have covered everything. So these are the other famous basins. If you would like to mark them up, you can. Like we have Angola Basin here, like we have Walvis Ridge here, like we have Cape Basin near the Cape of Good Hope. This is Cape of Agulhas. We have already done. Mozambique Ridge is there. Madagascar Ridge is there. Madagascar Basin is there. Indian Ocean starts from this point. Definitely, we have the Natal Basin, and this is the Guyana Basin, Gulf of Guinea. Guinea Basin we have already covered. This is the Mid Atlantic Ridge that we have already covered. Anything else, guys? Anything else which is left over? And yes, this is also very important. Drakensberg. It's very important mountain ranges, guys. Please mark. Okay, we have another important desert here which is called the Namib Desert. So don't forget the Namib Desert and the Kalahari Desert. These are also very important. So Kalahari Desert is mostly in Botswana. This Kalahari Desert is mostly in Botswana. Okay, and Namib is in Namibia. So Drakensberg is a very famous mountain that you should know. It's a very famous mountain here. And we also have another one which is called the New Wellsberg. Like we have Drakensberg here in this part. We also have a very famous another mountain ranges which is called as New Wellsberg. So it's not written here, so I'm telling you extra. So this is New Wellsberg which is there. So please remember that also. And there is a place here which is called Damara land. It is not written here, guys. I'm just telling you there's a place. This place is called Damara land. It is called Damara land. It is also called the land of Damara tribes. And this is very famous for uranium. It is very rich in uranium. Damara land, famous for its uranium reserves. Clear? And then we have another plateau called the Ghap plateau, which is very close to this. It is also not written here. You can mention if you want. So somewhere here, this plateau we call it as Ghap plateau. Call as Ghap plateau. Bushmen live in Kalahari. Yes. So guys, we are done for the day. We have covered almost all the important points. So guys, any doubt? How was the lecture? How was the class? I hope you guys have enjoyed it, right? So do mention in the comment section box and don't forget to give me the feedback regarding that. I hope you guys enjoyed the entire map marking of Africa, right?